My people, wonder they say shall never end. From what we are hearing right now, you know, although we are praying for Queen Naomi and Kabiyesi reunion to happen, but it's like we are going to pray further, as in harder, you know, pray more. So they said something happened, something strange happened. You know that ever since Queen Naomi traveled to Morocco, information have it that she have been chatting with the king. Yes, especially at night when she retires to her room. And even when she returned back, they said she was chatting with the king. Initially, she had a plan of going to see the king immediately they returned, but she had several revelations that made her not to go again. So, according to what we are hearing right now, we heard that the day that this incident happened, Queen Naomi chatted with the king all through the night because they said that is the time that they normally chat. They chat for a very long time. Sometimes they will end their calls around 1 2 midnight. So they said it was like that day. Naomi was chatting with the king. She was very happy. Upon hearing that the final item have also been found, they said she was overwhelmed with joy, such that they discussed a whole lot of things on the phone. After which, they said she went to bed. Kabiyesi also went to bed. You know, that feeling when you have speak with your husband with so much confidence and love and all of that. Despite the fact that Queen Naomi is not in the palace, they said Kabiyesi enjoyed Queen Naomi calls like she is with him there always, especially when there is something that keeps them to be away from each other for like days or weeks. Ehen. So, but the strange thing that happened the next day shocked everyone. They said when Queen Naomi wake up the next morning, she was so angry. It was like some people will say, pregnant women, they have what is called mood swing. That sometimes their mood will be fine, sometimes it will not be good. That is the kind of thing they said that happened to Queen Naomi that day. They said that day, she was very angry over everything. You know, every little thing she would just be angry. Unlike her, they say such mood swing doesn't is not in her dictionary. It's not in her diary. She doesn't exhibit that. But that day, everyone was like, "What is happening?" And the part where they say she started complaining that what is she even doing with Kabiyesi? That why will Kabiyesi pretend to love her? And Kabiyesi is going through everything that he is going through in the palace. Kabiyesi is crossing 7 rivers and 7 mountains to get the items that will be needed for her return. And yet, Kabiyesi have the audacity to be moving around with these women. Ha! And we all know that before now, Queen Naomi did not see anything wrong with that. Yes, she did not see anything wrong with Kabiyesi going out with these women. Maybe there was a time she was, but at some point she realized that Kabiyesi have the right to marry as many women as possible. Because during that period that her uncle came back, I don't know if you remember that her uncle, who is also a pastor, who have come to help her get her freedom from Kabiyesi. The uncle was fighting for Queen Naomi's freedom. While they are on it, at some point, Queen Naomi said she wants to return back to her husband. That is if this information is true, because that is what we heard allegedly. So when she said she wants to return back to her husband, her uncle asked her, is it with these women? She said yes, that even if Kabiyesi like, let him marry more 100 wives, that she have find out that Kabiyesi loves her for real, that it is culture and tradition that is pushing him into marrying all of these women. And Kabiyesi have not ceased to show her so much love and affection. So she wants to return back to her husband. That was when they said the uncle gave up. Remember, the uncle was fighting. The uncle even took the matter to court. Even when we know that in Yoruba culture, they don't take their obas to court. They respect their obas so much. And the uncle in question is also a Yoruba man. But it got to a point that he is out to do everything to make sure that Queen Naomi regains her freedom. Not until Queen Naomi started behaving somehow, unto that she really want to go back to her husband. Maybe for the sake of Tadenika or for the sake of the love that she have for Kabiyesi, because Kabiyesi happens to be the only man she have known in her life, if all the information we are getting is the truth. Okay? So that is the reason why the uncle did not fight further for her freedom. And ever since then, she have been trying to work things out with Kabiyesi before this issue of rituals that must be done before she would return back started uh, happening. Now, the question is, why will Queen Naomi just wake up this morning and start complaining that Kabiyesi is going out, and yet he is telling her that he still loves her? Even though Kabiyesi reconciled with Queen Naomi today, that will not stop the other wife from going out with him. No, it will not stop them, because Kabiyesi have married them, he have paid their bride price, and all of these things, Queen Naomi understand it very well. But waking up this way, they said when she started complaining, she was so feeling so bad that she almost called Kabiyesi to tell Kabiyesi that she's no longer interested. That was when they said the mother stopped her. The mother called Reverend Funke. You know that Reverend Funke just came back from Morocco with Queen Naomi. They went there for Christian Women Summit and all of that. So she have to call her to let her know that see what is happening. At that moment, they said, Reverend Funke told Queen Naomi, did you remember some of the revelations that you had while we are in Morocco concerning your return to the palace? That all of this thing that is happening right now is a projected evil arrow. That this is evil arrow that have been projected towards your direction. That you should pray for the presence of God. That is when they said, Reverend Funke even told the mother that it is high time she prays if she knows the best way to call her God upon her daughter, that she should do that. She should forget the fact that she's a prophetess, so she's a daughter of Zion, that the enemies are at war right now, that she too should be praying for Queen Naomi. That is how they said every one of them started praying. And that's why I said that she needs our prayers. Because whether you guys believe it or not, we have been hearing before now that these women will project spirit of confusion. And when that spirit of confusion comes, while I go day, but all I know is that God is going to intervene. Yes, God is going to show himself in this situation. If God is really in this case that, yes, it is time for her to return, definitely no form of confusion will come. She will go back to her husband. That is what I heard though, and I said, let me come and share it with you. But like I will always tell you, these are all alleged, unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them, okay? Thanks for watching. Do well to subscribe to this channel, follow my page, and share this video. I love you guys. Bye. See you.